As spooky Halloween layoffs dominate the news cycle, Hooters founders have closed a deal to expand their workforce as they vow to return the restaurant to its roots, including the original menus, original outfits, and most importantly, the original women.
Hooters CEO Neil Kiefer states, Hooters messed with the perfect formula, and I don't think it's a coincidence that everything started going downhill the week that our star server Barb retired. Nicest piece of ass I ever laid eyes on, and she's just as beautiful now as she was then. So I couldn't be happier. We're getting the gang back together.
Hooters patron Brad Thompson disagrees with the plan, noting when he said he wanted Hooters to go back to the old business model, he meant skimpier outfits and no fat chicks, not the actual girls from 1983 who are now clearly gross, and says the fact that Barb's diaper was sticking out of her shorts really killed his appetite.
Kiefer responded to that by saying, all I'm hearing is a guy that agrees with 2/3 of the things we're doing. Now, if you'll excuse me, Barb just shit her pants.
The boys.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The lads.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Prepare yourself for BOYSCAST.
The bros.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The homies.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Experience the BOYSCAST.
The boys. Cast.
Ooh, spooky Halloween episode.
What are you, young man?
Well, I'm dressed up as a working class man.
Oh, very nice. Very
Actually,
nice.
it's so funny, the idea of that just have costumes nonstop.
Yeah.
But then for the episode, just real phone-in costumes.
I know.
Danny's a gay man in a hat.
Gay man in a crushed hat. It's my hat fell on the ground and it got stepped on.
There is something very funny about just really phoning it in at a costume thing. Just have like a baseball jersey and go, I'm a baseball player.
Oh, that was my whole MO for
That's
a
what you've been doing
long
forever. I had a
time.
couple bangers.
Oh, yeah, you got to throw a Leafs jersey on. You're going fucking Wendell Clark, bud.
Hockey player is the ultimate phone-in where you're just wearing the jersey.
Oh, buddy. It's great.
I'm a man wearing sunglasses, an actor, and you have a leather jacket on and sunglasses. You have an actor.
You wear just like a polo shirt and khakis. You go, I'm a golfer.
Danny is spooky man with that. You remember Adam Sandler? He goes,
Of course.
I'm crazy. Raise a hand on face, man.
Give me some candy. Classic.
It is. There is something very classic about just showing up with the most phoned-in costume. Cut your sleeves off and say you're Larry the Cable Guy.
Well, that's actually a good fucking idea.
Just go, Larry the Cable Guy. What's up? Get her done. I'm Danny.
Get her done. Get her done.
It is. You're right though, because we dress up nonstop. I have a whole room full of costumes. When actual Halloween's hits,
everything.
hand to God, hand on the game. It's in the best way. At the bro council, then your buddy's like, dude, I did not smash that girl, and you say, put your hand on the game. Swear to Strauss.
Swear.
With Strauss as my witness.
It's a crime if you don't.
Holding the game. We bought it for the office, guys.
Welcome back.
There has been a lot of very spooky layoffs.
A lot of spooky layoffs.
That's not racial either, that comment. I know that some people think that's a slur.
That's, Ryan's talking about the end of DEI practices.
This is the situation that you're living in right now. I think Amazon Amazon had what was it, 30,000. Microsoft
they're
came
replacing
through with,
everybody with fucking robots by the year 2030. Their entire warehouse. This new robot came out yesterday that you can apparently buy for $500 a month, or you can buy for $20,000, or lease it for $500 a month. And it's just like this robot that just like does your dishes. And
I've been talking about that on stage, and it's like I was saying that girls don't want a robot boyfriend because it wouldn't know how to lie the perfect amount. Girls like, how do I look? It's like a little worse than yesterday. You were 73%.
I don't know if they talk. It's not a robot boyfriend. It's a robot slave.
It's called a joke, Daniel. How did I look? Well, no, I know you're saying it's not a robot boyfriend. That's not how it's being pitched. But every guy in the comments is like, is there a pussy on it or not?
Of course.
Let's cut the shit here. I'm not paying $20K because my floors are dusty. Hey, robot. The robot chimes in. I've been listening to your story. Your coworker sounds like the reasonable one. Huh. You said your kids are your world, but then you're also a bad mother. What gives? Receiving conflicting signs from my maker. So Microsoft hit it up, UPS, Intel.
Everybody.
Listen,
Layoffs abound.
the thesis of this episode is that everyone's getting fired. Women will become all prostitutes or gold diggers.
Yeah.
You either have to go full trad wife and find yourself a man, or option 2, and this is the option that it seems like most of them are going in, is full on socialism. So,
Welcome
socialism.
over to my doomer camp, Ryan. The water's warm.
I'm not actually in doomer camp. Socialism is catnip for women, though. That is there is nothing that is more a catnip for women than redistributing, man. That gets their fucking pussy so wet, it's insane.
Yeah, but I don't think like if they have money, then they're like, oh no, don't redistribute my stuff.
You're right, but that's
When it comes for them, it's
well. There's always someone with more money, but even then, I think that they, you're right. The socialist,
they just like the vibes. Like you see, like those,
socialist is the vibe.
they love the vibes of socialism. Like those shirts that are you've seen the hot girls for Zohran.
Oh yeah, I have an article.
Well, we have the hot
a whole
girls
article
for Cuomo,
about it.
but then there's the hot girls for Zohran.
Of course.
No hot girls, by the way. Your Honor. Where are the actual hot girls?
Do you think that you're saying the socialists have hotter chicks?
No. I'm saying the hot girls for Zohran. Like when you see.
Oh, you're
them.
saying the hot girls for Zohran?
Woof.
There obviously is. When you're
there's
cooking
some.
around New York, you're seeing some okay talent.
There's some, yeah. But
There's but there is.
photos
You are right though, because I would say, like, especially in the 20s,
Yeah.
most of the hot chicks I know have sort of just tapped out of politics. Period.
Yeah.
like they maybe are in spirit supporting that, but in reality they're not. They're concerned about getting into the restaurants that they like and getting into the right clubs. They're a little less tapped in. The type of girl that's like real tapped into politics. You're right. It's not as much of a smoke show unless they're outward facing influencers,
Right.
and their politics are helping them the same
Yeah,
way
yeah,
that
yeah, this
most
is
of the guys
part of the brand.
yeah. So and then you see guys are sort of prone to that too. So most of the guys that are like real socialists, like they're almost appealing to a female audience because it's catnip for them, right?
Yeah. Oh, big
Dude,
time.
I feel like I would be a pretty good socialist. Like if I wanted to just go full out, like come out and just my whole thing
Socialism.
revolutionary. Well,
Yeah, you just go billionaires are bad.
but I feel like I could do the mumbo jumbo pretty good.
Yeah, you can do
And
the
I
mumbo
feel like
jumbo.
I could be with a college girl and just tell her everything she wants to hear. And
That'd be tough for me.
so that being said, my more theory that I'm saying is it's not just that that's bad. It is sort of with the amount of layoffs that's happening, everyone losing their job, every plumber is going to have to be on OnlyFans right now, spreading his ass.
Show crack.
That is because that is the world that you're living in. My theory is these tech guys, they almost need to be on better behavior right now because
I'm telling you, they're getting the guillotines.
But that's what I'm
they're
saying.
risking like French Revolution shit here.
they're not doing because right
Except
now
for that, they have like an army of robots defending them. It's like literally try get in my fucking house. All you have to do is get past like 5,000 robots
that's true.
armed with like guns in their heads.
If you were right now working with Bezos, Zuckerberg, these guys, you might want to say, hey guys, get together. If you right now as everyone is nipping at you guys, you're
you're kind of-
socialism's on the
the
heels.
PR is not doing so great.
Socialism on the heels. Today isn't the day to fire a lot of people. You go, I know you're just like, well, it's better for profits. You go, maybe not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go, it might just not be the time. You might want to bite that bullet because right now, if all of the minute you start firing everyone, Bernie Sanders, his signals go off. He goes,
Yeah.
he's in his bed. He goes, Socialist Avengers fucking unite.
Yeah. I saw one
They
kind
unite
of
into one big Transformer style Bernie
socialism.
Sanders.
Stabs like the head. Or something.
Yeah, and so obviously you're giving them the fodder.
I mean, look, they have the social, like the Zohran has all the vibes. There's zero vibes elsewhere. He's just got
All the vibes.
He's got vibes on lockdown. Like you look at Cuomo, and Cuomo's just like, hey,
He stinks.
yeah, he stinks.
He's sitting there.
And I mean, Kersley has a little bit of vibes, but just it's not enough.
Listen, I've been saying personally
Yeah.
that I'm more sympathetic to Zohran's policies because he's more sympathetic to my hobby of pulling my dick out on the subway. Well, if you pull your dick out in front of Curtis Sliwa, he's gonna bite it off.
Oh yeah, he'll fuck you
And if you
up.
pull your dick out in front of Cuomo, he's gonna join.
Yeah. I mean, it is, I think, true, though, that like having both of them, they are kind of splitting up the vote, just kind of guaranteeing.
Duh.
Yeah. It seems like that. So,
All the vibes, but the vibes are always kind of on that side a little bit, right?
yeah, this is Obama. This feels like Obama.
Someone said all charismatic leaders are always extremely revolutionary or extremely reactionary because it really does have spice.
Yeah.
Same way we were kind of about saying that there's not as
He's
much
like-
money to make a nuance. Like you either need to have some version of here's who is screwing you and I'm about to stop it.
Zohran is really the new Riz God.
He sort of is the
He's
Riz
the
God.
Riz God, that Indian kid from
They are
Toronto.
pretty full of baloney. They are slippery. I mean, again, though, compared to
He's
what?
always like
Cuomo's slippery.
He's always like this.
He does a big smile.
It's like this.
He's
All the
slipping,
time.
sliding.
Yeah.
I feel like honestly, I wish that I could sort of move to a place, have like a disguise. And see how far I could go if I was going like full socialist. I think I could do it. I feel like in my bones I could play that character.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be done. I think you could do it.
Yeah, like go.
I think you could do it.
You know what I mean? Start a new life in a new city. Start running for as a candidate for
Oh,
that.
you're saying you want to be a political candidate?
I'd like to see how far I could take this thing.
That would be...
I feel like I could do
You
it
could do it.
because I know all this stuff.
Yeah, your problem is I think your instinct would be to go, like your comedic instinct would be to go like take this way too far, like kind of
Yeah.
like Borat style.
That's why I think I could.
would blow up in your face as a result.
How would it blow up in blow up in my face when I'm a socialist president?
No, just the socialist president of the United States of America. Explain that to me.
Yeah, I think I could do it. So the tech guys need to be on their best behavior.
Yeah.
And we've talked about some of their ideas that they're coming out with. It's not the time to be firing everyone and replacing them with robots. Listen, move a little slow. Find jobs for these people, you know?
I mean, I don't even think they're replacing these. These are not robot people. I think the only like counterpoint I saw to these layoffs was they didn't really announce what their hiring was like 3 years ago when they were just hiring every fucking useless person for whatever position. So now they're just kind of getting rid of them.
I'm sure that, these people they have to.
Look, they can all go work for ICE. Literally, ICE is hiring.
That's part of their compensation package is they get a offer from ICE.
Yeah, you go work for ICE. ICE is hiring, has like an unlimited budget.
I was in adult daycare. I was doing a straight up adult daycare marketing job at Amazon. One job that you could just be sliced and no one will even notice you're gone.
Of course.
And then they offer you a compensation package that includes 40 hours a week at ICE.
Yeah, you're just hanging out in Home Depot parking lots, just rounding up illegals.
He said you wanted a job.
Yeah, you want a job? It's like, look, it's one thing to be like, oh, I can't get a new job. You go, hey, ICE is hiring.
I know. But I think what actually happens is they're prostitutes now. And
Yeah.
so, do you agree with my theory that if you were a company right now, and obviously you have to, listen to your shareholders, and if you do things that's not in the service of profits or whatever, you obviously can get sued or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But do you not think that fiduciary?
Yeah.
Do you not think someone could make a case to the board where they go, listen, I think that we're doing a short-term profit thing here, but me, Zuckerberg, all the heads of these 10 companies got together and they go, listen, I think that if we take a bit of a short-term hit by not firing as many people, this is going to help us down the line when we're not in guillotines and exactly, and we're not.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't think they. One, they're like, some of these companies are laying off. I don't know, what was it? Who was the most? Like 40,000 or something for Amazon. Like that's still a kind of drop in the
Yeah, but
bucket.
everyone's looking for headlines of like, see, we need to get involved in this.
I mean,
shit.
I'm way more worried about so many other
Nationalize it.
things. Nationalize Amazon. I mean, Trump might try and do that, but no, I'm so much more worried about like them just being like, yeah, we're just replacing every fucking person with a robot.
And then on top of that, they're having their normal bad ideas.
They're firing all. I mean, dude, I saw some graph of like all these companies now are actually like they're not hiring junior employees. So basically, like people getting out of school.
There's anyone with a
normally,
suffix
and
junior.
it was just all but it was like all AI like just has replaced all these like junior employees that would have had jobs.
And then could have worked their way through the company and this and that.
Now they're like not even getting in.
It's not a great situation there, but again, the argument is, which I'm still of the mind. See, this is where we disagree.
Yes.
You can't. I can
said
see,
last week. I said there was a green shoot here.
What was the Kamala Harris
the
thing? She
AI
goes,
labeling.
Kamala Harris says it's not about what is, it's about what could be or whatever.
Okay.
Do you know the quote I'm talking about?
No,
Everyone
I don't
used to
know
always.
Kamala Harris quotes.
Everyone used to make fun of it. It was kind of like, you know,
Oh,
it's about imagining what could be and not what has been or something.
what has
whatever.
been or something. Yeah.
Whatever. Johnny, you got it? Okay, I thought you
It's
were looking
about
it up.
what it do, not what it be.
It's about imagining what it do, not what it be.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Burdened by only
Unburdened by what has been.
instead of what can be.
And Ken, what? Yeah, Danny's not unburdened.
It was the unburdened.
Right. So
That's what it
to
was.
me, I do think that there is a situation where this is temporary pain that doesn't last that long, and it's actually more jobs, and it's an abundance situation. I have an abundance mindset. That's why.
Okay.
But it doesn't get there if during the short-term pain, everyone goes like, okay, yeah, kill them.
They have so much security, man. Zuck has.
I don't actually mean kill them. I mean, we're flipping this whole system around because look at all this bad stuff that's happening.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, even cabs, for example, cabs have really shot themselves in the foot. Here's a perfect example. All the cabs do Uber right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason you don't call a Uber sometimes is you go, it's quicker to get a cab. Because you're like, okay, maybe, and sometimes it's cheaper to get a cab, right?
Generally not anymore.
It's difficult to get well, sometimes it's rush pricing
Right,
and the
yeah,
cabs don't have
right,
it.
yeah,
However, you can't really get a cab because they're all on their way to pick up an Uber. So you stand there while 40 cabs drive by you and you go, oh, you're all fake cabs.
Yeah, you're all fake cabs. Yeah.
Which is, so you go, so now I used to probably half and half walk to get a cab or call an Uber. Now I just only call Uber because I know that I'm going to go and they're just taunting you.
Yeah.
The
You
cabs
just wait there and they
drive
always
by with their middle finger out at you. You don't see a sign on in ages.
Yeah.
So that'd be examples.
That's a good point. But then again, they're all going to be replaced. There will be no cab drivers.
That is true. And I'm saying, as Amazon and all the big companies that everyone's already pointing to and being like, these guys are problems, Zuckerberg's going to get it. Billionaires are the problem. As that's happening, at the exact same time, they're doing moves that are like terrible for PR, that are very perfect for people to point to and be like, telling you.
Yeah, maybe
would
we
be
get a
like-
socialist president.
It's a guy
2028.
that's in trouble with his chick, and then at the time you go, it might not be like the perfect time for you to propose that 6-week trip you want to do with your boys.
Yeah. You think
To Thailand.
Bernie Sanders has a shot 2028 to Thailand?
I go, there's a time and a place, and I go, you're in the doghouse currently. It's not the time to talk about your 6-week Thailand
Just
trip.
let them have a little more daycare. These people, these employees, just do a little more daycare.
It's
just
not
for optics.
It's not the perfect time to mention those 3 back-to-back bachelor parties in Vegas you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of
fair
my.
enough.
Well, Bill Gates, these are the. Actually, I kind of thought. Remember we were talking about him with the mosquitoes?
Yeah.
So Bill Gates, we've talked about this on the podcast. He's got this plan where he puts vaccines in mosquitoes, creates a mosquito factory, unleashes them on Africans, and then they all get tons of mosquitoes, and the mosquitoes give them their nutrients vaccines, right?
Their vaccines.
I said that was the equivalent of, Mark Zuckerberg coming out and saying like, oh, Zohran's policy is that? I have a new policy for or Bill Ackman goes, I have a policy for New York. Because the streets are dirty, we're going to put Swiffers on rats and then have a rat factory and then unleash millions of rats in the subway and all the rats will be cleaning while they're bugging you. And then also, birth control is too expensive, so we're going to put spermicide on bed bugs and then release bed bugs into your house. And you go, these are the kind of ideas they're coming up with where I think it's not the time nor the place.
You guys are really grasping at straws right now.
Well, all your ideas are just your things that are people going to bug people.
Yeah, not great.
So you're all on OnlyFans. No one has a job. I think they need to get into a dark room, Illuminati style, and say, hey, can we all, pause on layoffs for a second?
I mean, the problem is they wouldn't all just agree. Yeah, like I don't know if although they did collude with getting Trump knocked off everything, so they do chat.
They have
do
a group chat.
They do have a group chat where they do stuff at the same time. But
buddy, it's getting worse. I'll tell you the starters, and I have a few tech things to support my example. But for starters, another she-cession is rearing its head. Women are leaving the workforce at an alarming rate. Now, when you say, let's say 100,000 women leave the workforce, right? What do you think they do with that time? You think they become capitalists, or do you think they become
I
communists?
think they become Etsy witches. Is what they do.
Where do you think those
Etsy witchcraft.
I mean, they're also they could also become witches.
Yeah.
There is an argument to be made that that women were joining the workforce in extreme numbers when it was there was a lot of cushy jobs going around in those tech positions. Going gets a little harder. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
rich boyfriend doesn't seem that bad.
No, not so bad. But you might be too old for that. You might have aged out of the rich boyfriend.
Well, you think you aged out of both. Also, you're aging right into becoming an activist against Jeff
Right.
Bezos. That's what my point is.
Yeah, I'm curious if there are people who are like used to work like some corporate job at one of these companies and then it gets fired and it's just like, I'm a full activist now.
Yes.
Like I hate this place.
45,000 women have left the workforce in the last little bit. Now, what do you think those 45,000 women are getting up to?
Writing blogs. A lot of blog writing.
You are collecting ops. That's the broader point I'm making is you're collecting ops.
Yeah, a lot of anger.
Yes. What was it? 40% of people are on welfare. It's like, I think it was
40
40%.
million.
40 million people are on some form of assistance.
SNAP EBT.
50% of people, whatever 20% of people work for the government, whatever percent of people, they're contractors for the government. I think 84% of the country's reliant on the government of some sort.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're collecting ops.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're on welfare. And by the way,
Apparently it's about to run out.
what's about to run out?
SNAP EBT or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Because the government's shut down, so it's like 40 million people are not going to be getting money for their food.
I'm going to say, announce right now, I told you my Toronto show and my Toronto and Ottawa shows are on sale.
Yeah.
And New York. So if you're not coming to Toronto, New York, and Ottawa,
Do you take SNAP or EBT?
That's what I'm just going to announce. I didn't want to, I didn't.
Ryan is like pioneer comedian. You can pay with SNAP or EBT.
That is, and by the way, I consider my comedy shows a human right. So I would be petitioning the government to say, laughter is actually.
This is healthcare, okay? This is literally... Look, if abortion is healthcare, then...
Abortion jokes are healthcare.
Then comedy shows are healthcare, too. I don't know.
Then abortion jokes are healthcare.
Yeah.
New York, Toronto, Ottawa, and there's a bunch more. Go on over to RyanLongComedy.com. We want to see you there. We want to see you. And I'll tell you how I'll do it. If you message me, the boys, or Ryan at RyanLongComedy.com, Ryan at RyanLongOnline.com is the email, and you say, hey, here's my $30 worth of EBT. I'll give you a mailing address, a PO box, and then you mail over your EBT, and then once I get it, I give you a ticket in exchange for your EBT, and then I'll just be fucking flossing out on EBTs. And then also I go back to the clubs and I say, hey, I have like a big guest list, so I don't even give them their cut of those tickets.
Sure.
So I straight up just this is
deal.
Yeah, I'm just swimming in EBT. So everyone wins. You win because you buy the tickets on EBT. I win because I get free EBT, and then I don't give the club their portion of the ticket.
And then you're just getting all your cola, your Fago cola.
I'm sitting in Fago Cola. I'm sitting in Reese's peanut cup.
Oh yeah, the peanut cups. The cups. Probably some Kit Kats.
Probably some Kit Kats.
Yeah.
So if you want to buy the shows, New York, Toronto, Ottawa,
Mail
but there's
in your food
a million
stamps.
other ones on sale too.
Mail in the
your
food stamps.
So this is another thing that the tech guys are doing.
Yeah.
And this will conclude my moving into the New York election, what the tech guys have been up to and the things they need to stop. So do you have any agreement with my theory that the tech guys need to cool it down a little bit because they're giving their enemies fodder?
I don't know, because again, I'm a capitalist, and
Cha-ching!
their only really like thing is make the share price go up. That's the real.
Will that make the share price go up if their company gets nationalized?
Well, I guess if you think that's potential. I don't know who because Zohran can't be president, so who's the socialist president?
I don't know how it happens.
Who's nationalizing fucking Meta?
I'm being hyperbolic.
I know. No. I mean, I don't like
Amazon got kicked out of New York.
That's true. Well, they didn't get the...
Or do you think they see it as like, yeah, these slippery socialist politicians can talk shit all they want. At the end of the day, they're not doing shit. I got Trump's fucking mouth on my dick. I'll get whatever I want. At the end of the day, we run shit around here.
I mean, they just make decisions. I like, that's at least how I feel, is that they're like, they don't fire people they think they need. Like, they're not doing this out of just like heavy-handedness. They're like, we hired all these fucking people who don't do jack shit.
I'm just saying, okay, you know, in venture firms, what they do is they buy some company and then they strip it down, fire the janitor that's been there for a while, doesn't really do anything. They go, what do you do here? Everyone's fired. Then they kind of sell it for a profit.
Yeah.
Their argument maybe on their case is you go, well, a lot of those companies, like, it's either this or they were going under. So
yeah, and they're more valuable as the parts.
Right. But you know, and I know it's a sleazy business model. I personally wouldn't want to do it where I go, that's my business model. I find a company, it's got 20 employees. I walk in, fucking
fire,
have a button I press, the guy goes down the chute. And so you can understand why.
I would not want to do that either.
If there was a big spotlight on these business models being like, what did this guy do? Everyone in the town starts being like, yo, these guys are assholes. You might not be saying this should be illegal, but then you start doing that on a broad scale where you go, every company, there's this one guy that's kind of running in through, just coming in stone cold, stunning you out of a job. I think at some point everyone's, people start to galvanize.
Again, maybe, the public perception of Meta or Amazon lowers, but I mean, damn, Amazon is just so good. It's just, who is like being like, I don't agree with their layoffs, I'm canceling Amazon Prime.
I'm not saying that happens. I'm saying the government basically says, like, okay, corporate tax 90%.
That's possible.
Like,
Depends on
whatever
who the candidate is. It's never going to come from Trump, but that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, but future, whatever.
Yeah.
Short term,
Yeah,
long
but you
term.
can't. I don't think you can be like, we're not firing people now because of.
Well, this is the autistic. This is the autistic tech attitude.
Yeah, I just think it's just like, like, we don't know who's going to be the president in 2028. Like, it might be JD Vance, and we're fine for another 8 years.
My opinion is you have the autistic tech attitude that's walking off the plank, where people, you go, what am I supposed to do? How could I know what happens in the future? And people are just, you're gaining enemies. You ever see the Mob movie? I can't remember. Probably a lot of them, but the famous one, someone's name, but essentially it's that, Benny from the Bronx. At the beginning, the kid comes up, he's in the booth, and he's like, hey, I just want to meet you. I'm like the new up and comer. And you're like, fuck you, leave me alone, get out of here. And then the guy starts stewing, and then he's collecting enemies. And then what happens at the end? All these enemies he's collected eventually come and kill him.
Yeah, no, I think Amazon just goes, hey, we got an air fryer that's $25. And everybody goes, it's all forgiven. $25.
Okay, that's Amazon. What about Facebook? What about Meta? What about Instagram?
Facebook is
what about
some new AI.
What about Palantir? What about Nvidia?
Nobody knows what Palantir does, so they're fine. I don't know what they do, and I don't think they're firing anybody. Nvidia's not firing anybody either. It's just like UPS is firing people. You go, I don't know. Okay,
by the way, you're obviously what's gonna happen. So somewhat of my take is comedic because I understand if I walked into the shareholder meeting for Meta and I go, guys, I got a really idea. Just to be, too many people are starting to hate us. We should keep all these people anyway. Everyone will go, Who is this guy?
Yeah, who is this guy?
I go, right along is the name. Getting paid.
I own one share of Meta, so I'd like to make my voice heard.
I get paid $300,000 a year for a consultant. You go, you're fired. I go, if you heard my consultancy, I think that'd be a bad idea.
I think you're making a huge mistake here.
Yeah. Boys, it is time to talk about Ridge Wallet, the best wallet in the game. If you're sitting here with some old-fashioned Costanza like a psychopath, it is time to upgrade. I've done that. Danny, at one point, used to just
not have a wallet at all. I had a solid 10-year run. Someone broke into my car in North Bay, Ontario, stole my wallet, and then I just go, can't have your wallet stolen if you don't have a wallet.
Yeah,
but it was
Eddie Murphy thinking meme.
I was thinking meme. I also, over those 10 years, probably lost upwards of $5,000 in cash from not having a wallet.
Dude, he just used to have a bunch of loose cards and candy in his
The
pocket.
odd receipt.
Yeah, the odd
What,
receipt.
you just carry around this receipt all the time?
It was madness.
It was madness.
So anyways, Ridge Wallet is, and it's just a better version of what you were trying to accomplish, which was,
Yeah.
I don't need all this extraneous stuff. Why don't I have the essentials? You know, have my cards, have my money. And if you don't want it in the back pocket, some people have said the back pocket's actually bad for you to have it, flipping around.
Sure.
So, and this is made of aluminum, titanium, carbon fiber, premium materials. They got 50 colors. Ridge Wallet is the best. No matter what you pick, Ridge has got free shipping, by the way. 99-day risk-free trials. If you don't like it, you can send it back with a limited warranty. So, I don't know. It is the future. I've watched more and more people switch over because it's one of those, scenarios where people switch over and they go, why the hell, what? Certain things just almost were like normal where you're just like, I don't know, everyone has this big wallet. And then they kind of switch over to this and you go, yeah, why was I doing that?
Yeah. Not a good.
And you go,
it's hard to justify.
Yeah, it's hard to justify. And then also when you do switch over, you kind of get rid of stuff. You're like, yeah, I guess I maybe didn't need that library card from Toronto.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're like a punch card of some pizza place in Toronto from 14 years ago. You go, I think that place closed.
Yeah. A coffee time gift certificate for $4.
But I'm 3 pizzas away from a free slice.
Yeah, exactly. So Ridge Wallet's sleek. It looks better. It's better to pull out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're at a restaurant, you look like more of a fancy guy pulling it out. So for a limited time, our listeners are going to get 10% off Ridge by using the code BOYSCAST at checkout. Just head over to ridge.com. Use the code BOYSCAST and you're all set. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them the boys sent you. Boys, let's be honest. Traditional phone systems were not built for how business works today. And when you miss a call, you're not just missing a conversation, you're losing business. Quo, formerly Open Phone, is the modern alternative. Designed to help you work smarter, build stronger relationships, never miss an opportunity. There's a lot of other systems out here that are not working that good. And, there's a lot of people out there. You're running a small business. You don't want to hire a full-time receptionist. You want people to be able to access the same portal where everything is. Running a business with clunky old phone system is like competing with a hand tied behind your back. Every time you miss a call, money left on the table. So Quo, again, formerly Open Phone, modern alternative. Built to help you work smarter, build stronger relationships, never miss an opportunity, because that's what your business and customers deserve. Quo is the #1 business phone system, streamlining your customer communications. No more juggling 2 phones, which, by the way, I do have people in my life that are juggling 2 phones, and I've been actually telling them this does not need to be how you live anymore.
Yeah, you do not need to do this.
So you can share one number and collaborate on calls and texts like shared inbox, keeping response times fast, customers happy. Quo makes your phone system smarter with built-in AI, logging calls, creating summaries, automating your next steps. AI agents can even answer calls, qualify leads, route customers to the right teammates so no customers ever left hanging, even after hours. Whether you're just a solo operator, you got a small little business, or you got, a small team that you're managing or a growing team you're managing, Quo keeps you connected, helps you deliver standout customer experiences. Join over 90,000 businesses using Quo, formerly Open Phone. So Quo is offering our listeners 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/boyscast. That is quo.com/boyscast. You can even keep your existing number for free. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers. So I'm with you. Well, let me see if I could I get you on board with, maybe some changes should be made on the broader tech industry with their new company, Wiz. It's like Tinder for kids.
Okay. Don't remember anybody asking for that.
So Danny's starting to, hey, if you don't regulate yourself, someone's going to come regulate you for you.
Tinder for kids. All right.
This is 100%, back of a club.
What about
4 a.m.
Tinder for kids?
As teens use the app to hook up while adult predators lurk. So essentially, they said they would do a sort of swiping app for, kids that are like 12, 13 to make friends. You go, how could that go wrong? An app for kids to meet up with strangers.
Well, no, they have top-of-the-line facial recognition technology, Ryan. So that, this could never go sideways. It's just guaranteed. It's just, the amount of arrests that have already come from this app is like crazy.
What investor gave them the money when he showed up and he goes, Tinder for kids? He goes, no, you're not understanding. They meet up to play baseball. You go, I like where you're thinking. here's $3 million in seed funds. That's the real creep.
Like, the only thing is, like, maybe this is useful if you're, I don't know, like homeschooled or something. Like, it's a lot of kids at school.
I mean,
I guess maybe you're like, I'm trying to meet kids at other schools.
No. You're correct that there is some use for it, but there's things that have uses that just have so many possible ways that it can go wrong that you go, nah, it's not.
But I'm just trying to think of myself as a 13-year-old. Like, would I be like, yeah, I don't have enough people around me. I need to expand my network and start swiping, like, in Burlington, just being like swiping for
swiping for dudes to be friends with?
I'm like 13. I'm not really like fucking some pussy hound at this point.
No, this is Danny being like, I like basketball. I should look for people to play basketball. Fellow basketball players.
Well, but they have
Danny
that.
swiping right on black guys, not getting a single match.
They have that. They have pickup basketball. You go show up and you meet like-minded basketball guys.
Yeah, I guess their idea is that these kids are so isolated that whatever. The idea is they
obviously
they thought
this
they
is
could
an
make
app
money.
for pedophiles, and they're
Cut the shit.
Yeah, cut the shit. Okay, this is an app for pedophiles. They're like, yeah, kids want to meet other kids, and you go, okay.
It's our sketch. It's a guy. It's it's the Boy Scout leader. You go look at the investors. It's a priest, a Boy Scout leader. Just a guy with the fucking mustache on. Gary Sandusky.
Yeah, Jerry Sandusky.
Jerry Sandusky.
Who's innocent, by the way.
New York City teens told the Post that Wiz was designed for ages 12 to 18, similar to a dating app, and then you swipe through profiles. But some underage users are relying on it to arrange hookups with strangers, including adults. There have been multiple arrests across the country of adult predators sexually assaulting teens they made up on an app. It's a menu for pedophiles.
Yeah, for sure. And like, you fuck with the facial recognition thing, and I don't know. Like, I don't know what they're thinking here.
You just find... I don't know how these pedophiles... Listen, these pedophiles have their ways.
They have their ways. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's... I remember, what was like that? There was some some man who like went back to high school, and like he was like 27, and he was like pretending to be 16.
What?
And he like... Yeah, it was somewhere in the States. He like enrolled in a high school, and then he ended up like dating girls. So like he got arrested and, the whole thing. But he was like going to high school every day.
What do he look like?
He didn't look... He honestly...
What race?
I think he was some kind of Hispanic, maybe.
That's what I was thinking, because I'm picturing it to be a white guy. It would be difficult for... How old did you say?
I think he was in his late 20s, and he said he was like...
Do you know what I mean? Do you know any...
17.
I feel like white guy has a hard time passing 27, because I remember even when I was, 16, there's some brown guys that look like they're 35.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
Right? There's some guys in my high school that were full beard at fucking 12, but white you never really see... There's a here and there, but it's probably more... I think they even did a study that white guys hit puberty a little later, and I think Asians as well. That there's differences in the age that they hit puberty. So I think that it would be hard. Like, picture at most 27-year-old white guys. Girls, you could see.
Yeah,
I could see some girls that were 25. You go, they might be able to pull it off.
For sure, yeah. But anyways, this is the kind of shit people do.
It's a menu for pedophiles. And
this guy could have skipped the whole having to pretend to go back to school if this app existed.
Right. So I'm making a flimsy case, kind of comparing different things. But my point is I think that these guys have a flashlight on them. Like, what are you guys doing? And I think that
nothing.
Yeah, I think that
Nothing.
Nothing. We're just firing everyone.
We're just
firing everyone and making it easier to be a pedophile.
Yeah. Just making an app for kids to meet other kids.
Nothing going on here.
Nothing going on here. I still haven't got my approval for the T app, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, they said I was on the waiting list. That's been...
What's that? You did get your approval for the low T app, though.
Yeah, shut up. It's been like 2 months. I just realized that I didn't get in because I guess there's no transgenders allowed.
Exactly.
I checked.
That's a shame, because that would have been fun to be in there.
I know.
Okay, so everyone's been getting fired. We're willing to, some of those people that just got fired from Amazon.
Yeah.
We're always looking for clips people and people that are good at cutting stuff, and people, hey, if you want the BOYSCAST with Ryan Long at gmail.com. Just
send a resume over.
No resume. Just make one clip of anything.
Yeah.
Just if you're good at editing, make one clip. I'm not going to respond to everyone, because whenever I do this, a lot of people send. But whether that be the street interviews or sketches or
Anything.
the podcast is probably the best one to do. But just be like, hey, here's a clip I made. I'm good at making clips. And then if it works, I usually go, hey, how much? I'll go make 10 more.
Yep.
And then if that works, we make more. And
Hard to find good clip people.
hard to find good, good people that are, believe it or not, it's harder than you think.
It
Yeah.
is harder than you think.
Yeah. So on top of, and I'm always looking for more. So now talking about the specifics of the New York election.
Yeah.
Again, this guy's catnip for chicks. He's
the
slick
Riz
talking.
god, man.
He's the Riz god.
That's so much Riz.
My thing is, I have a bit of like a low tolerance for people that are pretending they're helping, but they're actually making things worse. It's kind of like the fun uncle that's giving the heroin addict more heroin.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of like, you guys are assholes. Like, the nice thing to do is give him what he wants. And then, there's a lot of these policies that kind of make things worse, but there's like a moral component. So I think that's the thing that probably rubs me the most is if you're with someone in your personal life and they are taking a moral high ground, like I'm the one actually helping, but then they actually make it worse.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. For sure.
A lot of these policies always backfire whenever they do the wealth tax anywhere. It's like people just leave or whenever they actually.
The New York is the one place where I go, I really don't think some of it, like, that's the one thing where we go, oh, they're all leaving. I actually don't think that some people will leave. Like, people left to Florida already.
Okay, I'll give you the counter to that, because I know that some people.
I think it's like you'll always get some people leaving. I'm not saying no people are leaving. I'm saying like, are enough people leaving where it actually like.
I've heard a lot of people make this point where they say, no one's leaving New York. It's the greatest city. People that have families here don't want to go anywhere. And obviously there's some of that true. The counter example I will give you is for me personally.
Yeah.
Right now I pay a certain amount of money to live in New York, right? Okay. So that money starts going up. And then if I was making way more money, that starts, all of a sudden you're just like, I move 20 minutes over and I save 80 grand a year.
You're saying Hoboken,
Connecticut.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I agree with you that it is a lot for someone to be like, I'm uprooting my life and moving to Florida. It is not a lot for someone who lives in the Upper West Side to uproot their life and move 15 minutes that way.
I know. But there is as someone who lived in Hoboken for 2 months, okay, you tell people you're living in Hoboken, there's a little stink on you.
There's not some stink about living in Greenwich, Connecticut.
No,
That's where all the hedge fund guys live. Their friends already live there.
Greenwich, Connecticut. But
All
that's
of
far.
their buddies. So you know what else is far? Bushwick.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Greenwich, Connecticut is legitimately probably
Everything's
20
far from
minutes
everything.
further than Bushwick.
These guys take helicopters. The type of person that, there's like 100 people that pay like 90% of the tax base.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but you lose 4 of those guys to Greenwich. So you are right that it's probably not that much. And, not to mention the people that don't move in. But I would just say there is an amount of money. And if that's, 5%, then it's the state tax. It's like, at some point, if there's people that make $2 million, you're like, yeah, I'm going to save 90 grand by moving 10 minutes over.
Yeah. You know what my concern really is too, is that if Zohran somehow manages to bring down rents in any material way, either by increasing supply or whatever, you're like, it's just going to make it more attractive for people to live in New York City, and then it'll just push it right back up. Like, people will be like, oh, I can finally afford to live in New York City. I'm moving to New York City.
I mean, in what world is that? Is his policy going to make it much easier to build?
Not.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
again, there's just like, there's not even that much
it'll be a
space.
really good deal for people who get one of the rent stabilized.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Like it already is, I guess. If you get one of the fucking units, you're living it.
Hey, it's always interesting to me when you have like certain people in my life that when it's convenient, they kind of understand magically how markets work. And then when it's not convenient, they magically forget again. Do you know what I mean? Even just with robots, they'll be just like, the AI taking people's jobs is bad. And you go, okay, what about expanding the workforce with like 100 million illegal immigrants? You go, that would have no effect. You go, okay, so sometimes the principle works, sometimes it doesn't. But either way, my general thoughts are that inevitably in the next 10 years, all of the politicians you're gonna see are gonna be pretty
robots.
Extreme populist, left extreme populist, right? Are robots.
Sure. I mean, Steve Bannon called that. Steve Bannon literally like 5 years ago was
The decade of the populist?
Yeah, he goes, it's all populism coming up, no matter what. Because remember, that used to be such a dirty word. They were like,
Is that true? I don't really remember.
It used to be they would accuse Trump of being a populist, and it would be like,
Yeah, you're right.
pejorative. They would be like, he's a populist. It's so bad. And now you're just like, yeah, we're all just everyone's a populist. And you go, why exactly is that? I never got why it was so bad. You're like, yo, you're just doing kind of the will of the people for the most part.
I think the key component in the populism is the will of the people, but it's more this other thing where you go, there's one group of shady people that are the problem, and I'm going to fight them for you. I think that's a big part of it.
Right. Yeah. Maybe it's very divisive. I don't know, but so is regular politics. But
that's where it is.
I mean, I think Zohran. I mean, obviously, Zohran his popularity has something to do with Trump being in office. I'm sure if Kamala Harris was in office, his message might not be as compelling. I think
it's a good question, but I think there's
a bit of a fuck you to Trump by electing Zohran.
Yeah, but either way, it's sort of going that direction where you go, that's every once in a while. Maybe not even every once in a while. More my point is with the internet, with the way that people, get information, with the way that you have to gain following.
Yeah.
Because there was a point where you sort of have to gain a following by like having some level of respectability, working your way through these channels, a lot of hobnobbing, a lot of sort of the way that you work your way through a workplace in some ways
debates.
is, debates, politics, connections, fleecing donors, all this sort of stuff. Whereas now it is really saying the wildest shit.
Yeah.
It is boring. All the stuff that isn't that, all of the fun stuff kind of falls under those two categories, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if that's how much of it is just saying the wildest shit for Zohran, or if it's just like this place is, we know so many comics or whatever who you're like, yeah, I live in a bedroom in a 5-bedroom apartment. I pay $1,200 a fucking month for my bedroom, and they're just like, this is
Something's gotta happen
to get out of this.
And then you watch Cuomo and you go, it ain't gonna be this bozo.
No.
And then I think people watch Sliwa and they go, fun guy. I don't know.
I mean, he's got a little riz.
He has riz too.
He got shot by John Gotti, or John Gotti tried to have him whacked.
He's such a character.
He just can't. I don't know. I just pulled. I do
kind of like that guy.
I literally can't believe he's 500 to 1 to win the mayor. I can't comprehend that, to be honest.
You'd give him higher.
500 to 1. I think it would be better odds than 500 to 1.
It might be 0.
I mean, it is 0 if it's 500 to 1 essentially. But then like Cuomo's 12% chance. I don't know.
I do kind of like that guy.
I like Sliwa more than Cuomo.
I hate Cuomo.
I haven't heard one person other than that. Maybe we'll talk about that article.
Talk about it now. Hot Girls for Cuomo, launched by a Trump-loving podcaster. I think it's the girl who does like Emily. Did you ever hear that show? I think it's called like Emily Saves America or something like that. I think that's her. Emily Austin. Is that who it is? Who labels Zohran Mandami supporters as heroes. So she has Hot Girls for Cuomo.
By the way, lamest thing in the world to literally just be like, yeah, we're losing this election really bad. Let's copy exactly the same thing that the winner is doing. Like, just be like, let's copy them to a T.
That's a lot of Republican stuff, period.
A fucking loser strategy. If I've ever seen one, you go destined for losing.
Yeah.
Straight copy.
You know what? A lot of Republican policy is the equivalent of a guy and a girl, and the girl keeps going out, and the guy goes, maybe I'll start partying every night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
How do you, it's a lot of how do you like it?
How do you like it? Well, we're Hot Girls for Cuomo. How do you like that?
Yeah, it's kind of like you're dating like a crazy chick, and she's doing like really messy or something, and you're just like, well, maybe I'll keep it messy. But then the Republicans can't really keep it up because they're just like, okay, after a week, they're just like, oh, okay, I do have to actually clean my space, but I still don't. You can't out crazy them.
Yeah, you can't out crazy them. This is the degree to which I don't know if she's like being paid by the Cuomo campaign or what, but
I don't know who's getting paid, but it's all a psyop, dude.
Man, Sliwa, just take the $10 million, dude. What are you doing?
He's a principal dude.
He is a principal dude, and
he might be making $10 million on his book deal after
but
this.
That's the thing is, you're like the fact that you would think people would be like that's amazing that this guy won't take the $10 million. The guy really should be the mayor.
I know. Well, it is funny. He does these videos where he goes in the subway and just like helps crackheads.
Yeah.
And it does feel like the kind of stuff that influencers do where you're just like, Jesus, dude. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, it's a guy lying on the subway terminal, like needle hanging out of his arm. And then Slee was like, what's up, buddy? You know, we're just going to give him $10 here. I'm the guy who stands up for him. And the guy's like, foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, I need more crack.
You're just like,
Give me more crack.
yeah, it does feel. And then I actually look at the comments, and the comments are just like, dude, this is wild. Guy's covered in shit, and fucking Sliwa's parading him out there being like, you know, for me, I help him. He's going to stay in my kitchen tonight. And you go, it is actually true. I think he does spent his career helping these people, but something about the filming it, and I know you have to, but because if a tree falls, but something about it always just feels weird.
I know. You need your mayoral content.
Upstart media personality Emily Austin announced the impromptu informal group to rival Hot Girls for Zohran coalition for her debut podcast Tuesday as she urged attractive women around the Big Apple back to the independent candidate Andrew Cuomo. They already tried Cuomo-sexuals.
Cuomo-sexuals, yeah. I mean, Cuomo-sexuals was during COVID, and they can't bring that back. And it's especially with all his sexual harassment allegations. Cuomo-sexuals probably.
He doesn't even have a good rebuttal. Every time they're doing these debates, and I know we're talking about New York stuff a lot, but I do feel like it has been the biggest national story.
That's for sure the biggest political story in the country.
Yeah. So it does feel like every time they just drop, there's like, this guy has 20 sexual harassment allegations. He goes, oh, I got thrown out, and he just kind of moves on.
I'm Italian.
He's so he doesn't have a good answer.
That was the thing.
He goes, yeah, because my political opponents are trying to, like, you know, you do what Trump does. You go, yeah, because it's a political hit job by you guys, and they're all lying. Like,
yeah, he'd be like, they're literally lying horse.
yeah, he almost like doesn't get you go, okay, so if there was 15 women that were rallied together to lie about you, your energy was being like, well, it actually got thrown out. You go, aren't you mad?
Yeah.
You almost,
Like, you used to be the governor. Now you're running for mayor.
yeah, you almost have to, even if you don't have emotions about it, you almost need to fake emotion where you go, yeah, and that's the kind of corruption that my opponents do against me, blah, blah, blah. But instead, you need to Andrew Tate it. You're like, that's what happens. The Matrix is coming to get me. And
Dude, that'd be so funny if Cuomo starts talking about the Matrix. Holy shit. Like, he's just looking at his polling, goes, we got to throw a Hail Mary here. We're going full red pill. The Matrix is coming after me.
or at least Tinder swindler it. Like, say your enemies are coming to get you.
Yeah.
Instead, he's just like, yeah, well, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And those 13 girls or whatever, 25 girls that accused me, it actually did get thrown out. It was on a technicality, but I was still. He does have the worst rebuttals. The guy stinks.
Yeah. I mean, he was by far the worst in the debates.
I hate that guy.
Yeah, he's not good.
Man to man, Zohran's 10 times better than him.
Yeah. I mean, that was the problem, too, is I think Zohran came out of nowhere. And
Maybe not as the damage they'll do, but as a guy.
they just really were like, yeah, you know, Cuomo's good enough to win. Because they're like, the competition is Curtis Sliwa. And
But he drop out. Give it to Sliwa. He keeps telling Sliwa to drop out. You drop out.
well, that's the problem. They're literally like, you drop out. No, you drop out. And Zohran just goes, ching. Into the bank.
It is a you hang up first.
Yeah, kind of. He's like, I was the governor. I'm not fucking dropping out.
Okay. Well, who do you think is actually as hotter girls? If we were to say it, if we were to put the actual thing down, do you think that the hot girls for Cuomo is hotter? Or I think hot girls for Cuomo might be hotter because there's only probably 20 of them.
Yeah. Also,
So
they didn't buy the website, so if you go to Hot Girls for Cuomo, it just is a link to Andrew Cuomo's this is report of investigation into allegations of sexual harassment by Governor Andrew Cuomo.
That's an oversight.
A PDF. Yeah, that's what you get for not having a fucking original idea. Is you do
That
this
didn't work
dumb
out.
thing, you literally forget to do this, and now when you go to hotgirlsforcuomo.com, it's all the allegations against Andrew Cuomo.
There's a lot of chicks simping for politicians right now.
Yeah.
So if I was to say who's hotter, I would probably say the hot girls for Cuomo are hotter than the hot girls for Mondami. However,
I will say the same thing.
But however, I don't think it's a fair fight because the Hot Girls for Cuomo probably only has 30 girls and they started out hot.
Yes,
Whereas
exactly.
if you added, if you added 10,000 more girls, you'd probably start to add a lot more busted women.
That's true. Yeah. Like you start kind of watering down the pool.
You would start getting some like, fat Upper West Side Jewish chick. You know what I mean? It's got big tits, but she's gross. You would start having her.
Yeah, I'm just going through the Google, Twitter, looking at Hot Girls for Zohran, and they got Emily Ratajkowski. There you go.
She's the go-to girl for every Hot Girls for Politicians movement.
Yeah, there's not too many.
I'm sure there is a
But
few
that's the thing.
of those.
He's like, Zoran's like killing it on the merch. He's just like,
The man's a behemoth.
he's nailing all this shit, and everybody's just reacting, and they're just playing defense at this point. So, I mean, it doesn't even matter.
There is always a bit of a. It's kind of one of the most universal questions. Is your standard Hollywood liberal what?
I just wanted to listen.
Oh, is your standard liberal Hollywood hot chick?
Yeah.
Hotter than your standard Fox News, I go to the fancy restaurants bombshell?
No.
You'd say that one's hotter.
Well, I feel like they're more done up, those ones, but I guess it depends.
The hottest chick, it's almost like those are ringers where they kind of, the hottest chicks probably,
Like those fembot style.
the hottest chicks in New York are non-political gold diggers.
Yes. Yeah, they just go where the puck is. Yeah. The hot, real hockey fans.
I think that the real hot chicks go where the puck is, because all the girls that are sort of they're almost front facing. They're women that are trying to build their profile.
Yeah.
The hottest women aren't worried about building their profile. They're not worried about lifting a finger.
No. Yeah. They're just like, I want to go hang out at the place to be seen.
Yeah, they're just like, I don't know, I'm dating this guy. I don't know. I guess he supports this. Who's running again?
It's like his parents own that building right there.
Yeah.
Thing.
But there's a different look. If I'm being completely honest to myself. And
Look, I mean, this is like, I don't think if you're a really like hot scenester type girl, you don't give two shits about socialism. You probably hate socialism.
Scenester chick? What do you mean by
Like
scenester
chicks who are like
chick?
always like, going out at the place.
Oh, when
to
you say
be.
scenester, I'm picturing like a Warped Tour.
Oh, no. I'm talking about
So
like,
is Johnny, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean like in the.
It's a man who grew up isolated in Brooklyn or in Burlington.
No, I mean like, always going to the hot restaurant to be the hot.
Yeah.
nightclubs. That kind of like on the scene.
On the scene?
Maybe scenester was not the correct
On the scene, I agree
terminology,
with,
but
yeah.
those people don't give a shit about socialism or politics. I don't know if they care about politics in general. But this is like, look, this is just the cost of living so out of hand in the city. I've read the polls. People are number one issue here is just like cost of living is insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is and it is insane. It is insane. So, I mean, we'll see if he does. The question is will he do anything?
What are you, brain dead? I mean, yeah, you know how this shit shakes down. It'll be good for the few people that get one of the rent stabilized thing, and rent will kind of get worse for everyone else,
I mean,
obviously.
he does have to work alongside the state, so like he can make all these fantastical promises, but doesn't mean he can just do them. The free buses will be fun. The free buses I am looking forward
It's like
to.
fucking
The free buses, it'll be like, it's showtime, everybody. You're just getting kicked in the head by
Well, it's funny because it's
Youth.
The point is where they go, if you don't charge anything for it, there's less fights, and those fights are them fighting with the driver because the driver's like, here's the fare, and he goes, I'm not paying, and then they get in a fight, right?
Yes, correct.
But you go, well, then they're like, imagine being all the homeless people that would get on a bus, and you're just like on your way to work, and there's like 9 guys that like live on the bus now, and you go, well, what happens when you try to kick them off? I go, any fight you could say. There's a million things you go, hey, there's a fight with this store clerk because he doesn't want you to steal, and you go, okay, well, stealing's legal, no more fights. You can, I mean, obviously you could say that about anything, right?
Okay, there's new problems though.
You go, yeah, I'm getting in a fight with my wife. I'm getting in a fight with the cops because they're trying to restrain me while I'm beating your wife. You go, oh, well, you're allowed to beat your wife, so then problem solved, right? You could kind of say that about anything, but you go, so what if people get on the bus and then they stay there for 8 hours, and they go, so now you're coming home from
Which
work,
they
and
literally do on the subway.
right? So there's 9 guys that just kind of like live on that train. You go, how do you get rid of those? You go, well, I guess we don't. There's no fighting because they stay there.
Yeah, I guess it'll be like, well, we have to get rid of seats on the bus.
Yeah, no seats.
No seats on the bus.
Yeah, it's kind of like a compounding, like almost like comical way to like solve problems. where you you go, there's all these people fighting with police. You go, no police. You go, well, now they're
Yeah, that was lawlessness.
and you go, well, there is no laws, so it's actually not lawlessness.
Yeah, it's actually not lawlessness.
It's actually everyone's everything's above board.
Yeah. I guess if I had to put a prediction on it, because when's the election? It's in like next Tuesday. Is it? I think so. It's coming up. It's very soon. My guess is he won't do those stupid grocery stores. Those will just kind of never happen because they'll take too long to actually get implemented. The buses will be probably pretty quick.
Yeah, that stuff will all be funny.
That should be fun to see.
There's some argument to be made.
I mean, I've taken a bus like I think once ever in New York City.
Bus is not great.
No, bus is not great. It was one of those things where I found myself in some.
I was a streetcar guy.
Weird spot in town in New York City. I had to take the bus somewhere. I didn't have to, but I just did. And
you may have heard of HelloFresh. They're the #1 meal kit in America, making home cooking easier with chef-crafted recipes, fresh ingredients delivered straight to your door. But this fall, they're serving up even more to love. Because this isn't the HelloFresh you remember. It is bigger. We're talking HelloFresh has doubled the menu. You can now choose between 100 options each week, including new seasonal dishes and recipes from around the world. You can dig into bigger portions that'll keep everyone satisfied. It's now healthier. Feel great with even healthier menu. Choose from 15 plus high protein recipes each week with options like grass-fed ribeyes and lamb chops. HelloFresh now helps you eat greener with new veggie packed recipes where you can have 2 or more veggies per dish. It's tastier. Get steak and seafood recipes delivered each week at no extra cost. Now with 3 times the seafood options. Savor the season with hearty fall recipes like classic beef chili, honey glazed pork tenderloin. You can discover seasonal produce every week from leeks to broccoli to Italian eggplant and more. I've been using HelloFresh in my house. Danny, you've always been a big proponent of this.
It's the best because when you cook, sometimes you're gonna make some big old recipe. You go, I'm missing one thing.
Yes.
And it's a thing I need to go, I don't have that spice. HelloFresh figures that out. They go,
And then
"Here's
now
all
you're
the
Uber
stuff."
Eats in it, and then the guy doesn't bring it, and then screws it up. Yeah. We've all been there.
And then you're just eating the individual ingredients because you're like, I'm just missing
HelloFresh
it.
sorts it all out for you. It makes it easy. It turns you into a top chef. So the best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/BoysCast10FM now to get 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That is HelloFresh.com/BoysCast10FM to get 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life.
None.
Have you seen, on the topic of kind of socialism stuff before we move on, did you watch the movie One Battle After Another?
I haven't seen it.
And there's mixed reviews on my movie reviews.
I know, because
The
everybody's
people.
like trying to be like, this is like Sam Antifa movie, basically. Is that what people are saying about it?
Well, yeah, it reminded me. So basically the controversy surrounding it is everyone kind of came out and said this is the masterpiece. It's, best movie of all time.
Yeah.
And then I think
It's
a
big
lot of
favorite on Polymarket to win Best Picture.
Yeah, and then a lot of people kind of were making the point that, well, that's just because it's, really like down the middle red meat politically. Which probably is somewhat true. I don't know. But I watched it with JJ and Eric on tour, and we did leave the movie kind of being like, that wasn't that good, right?
Wasn't that good?
Now, and this is, Eric actually said this, so I'm stealing his joke, but he said that, I thought it was a perfect way to describe it. He goes, it seems like a Brooklyn guy that made a movie that was trying to get him black pussy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seemed like a guy in Brooklyn that wanted like hipster black girls to fuck him, and he made that movie so he could do the showing, and he was like, all right, so who wants to suck it first? It felt very trying to get pussy movie.
Okay.
But it wasn't so much to me that it was political. That is kind of every movie, even Avatar, every movie to some degree, even Star Wars has some degree of there's the kind of the dark side that's in power, and then there's kind of the revolutionaries that are going to take them down.
It's the hero's journey.
The hero's journey kind of just naturally is that. So, but it did feel like he was doing all of the things at once, where they were just like, they have basically their version of the ice raids, and then there's kind of the black power element, and then
they even have an ice component. They already got that in there.
Yeah, I don't know if it was from before, but
Yeah.
they basically have the ice component where they're trying to round up all the people, and it's basically ice. They're not calling them ice, and that's a big problem. And then they were kind of like the Black Power people, and then on top of that, you have the kind of female that. So, but it just felt like it wasn't even so much that any of this stuff was.
It's just too much shit. It's just too many of these things in one.
Yeah, and not because I felt like, oh, this progressive stuff was too much for me. It felt like you got to pick a lane.
Yeah.
It almost felt
shoehorning everything.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like they were trying to say too many things at the same time. From a technical component, I kind of felt like that, where you're just like you're making. That's why to me it felt like. I agree with that point where it felt like a guy trying to, impress like Brooklyn Sniz.
Right.
Where it's just like, that's the type of movie you like.
And it was just okay.
Felt like a guy making a movie that he thinks you're going to like as opposed to he actually made a movie.
Yeah. That's not great. I'll probably watch it at some point.
Well, that's the thing.
I'll probably watch the handy cam on my illegal box.
Right.
The guy set up in the back of the fucking movie theater.
But that's the thing with movies like this. They have all the parts. So even with all that, they're still kind of sick.
And it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo's in it. Yeah, the acting's good. All the shots are cool. Sean Penn plays a pretty good bad guy.
Okay.
So it is all the parts of it. It really is. It feels like when a guy made like a movie that wins an Academy Award in the lab.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
so there's some pretty funny. I told you, my dad is full resistance right now. I've never seen anyone hate Trump more. I don't think I've ever dated a woman that hates Trump as much as my dad right now.
Yeah. Really? Your dad's fucking calling him Cheeto and stuff?
Worse. I think
your dad's got what about his spot in fucking Florida?
I think he's not happy about it.
I had nothing like a fucking. You're just like some never Trumper Canadian. You're like, it's fucking minus 40 in Ajax, and he goes,
no, he's arguing with people probably on the beach.
Yeah.
He's probably going on vacation.
Oh, I had an Uber driver
in Florida, and then like getting in a fight with the locals.
I had an Uber driver in Dallas actually when I was going back from the airport. And I don't know how it came up because I wasn't talking to him, but he was this dude. He's like, it's an old white guy, and it came up. He was like, he's like, my full time job, I'm actually like a caddy at all these golf courses or whatever. But he's like, I just drive Uber on the side kind of thing. But he was like a never Trumper in Dallas.
Okay.
And because I was wearing my Blue Jays.
So he's probably just arguing with people all day long.
Probably, but the thing is, in Dallas, that's like a tough one because you don't know where people stand. I was wearing my Jays hat, so he was like, "Oh, like you asked me about the game," and he goes, "Where are you from?" And he goes, "I'm so sorry about it." Like he was very apologetic about all the Canada stuff. He goes, "I'm so sorry about all this stuff." I go, "I don't know. I live in New York. Like, I don't whatever." And he's like, and then he just starts getting into. He goes, "There's so many people around Dallas who actually like hate Trump, but they're too scared to say it."
Oh, really? It's reverse New York.
Yeah, where he's trying to be like, "Oh, there's actually a lot of people who don't like what he's doing, but too scared to say it." And then he's just like, "Trump needs to go to jail." Like all these people, that's the only thing that will work. He's like, he needs to go to jail. Like look at Brazil, and I was trying to tell him like, yeah, Brazil, like the current president was also in jail, and that guy was going. And I was trying to be like, you don't want to get in this cycle where everybody's just jailing everybody.
Oh, so you actually started riffing with the guy. You're getting into it.
Well, he kind of wasn't giving me
You put your phone down and you go, all right, we're doing this.
Yeah. Hold on, let me just press record. Can you just check your levels, please?
Save it for the pod.
Yeah, save it for the pod. Can you just get a mic check quickly? All right, we're here in the Uber with a fucking TDS Uber driver in Dallas, Texas. He fucking hated Trump. Dude, it was like a 30-minute drive to the airport, and like as he's
steaming.
As he's taking my bags out of the truck, he's like, the guy's fucking orange, okay? All right, man.
Well, it is hilarious. The recent one.
I had two weird Uber things. I had another Uber thing. Got picked up from the show, I think on Saturday night by this Uber driver, and it was raining. And he picks up this weird, like white kind of like autistic dude. He had an iPad set up in his car, and he was just watching like 80s like music videos. It was really weird. But so he's driving us. He goes, "Hey, just so you know, a little tip for you." He goes, "Your Uber rating dropped your Uber ratings dropped a little low." He goes, you might not to me, he goes, "You might not get picked up, just so you know." He goes, "Just so you know," he goes, "I almost didn't pick you up."
So show some skin.
He goes, "I almost didn't pick you up." because your Uber rating is so low.
Why?
And he goes, because you rate us. He goes, but we rate you. And sometimes like they'll if your Uber rating's too low, will like
Passing gas.
Basically they're like they think you're a problem. So
But why are you a problem? Why is your rating low?
So I go, and I'm like, I haven't checked my Uber rating. So I go, oh man, like what happened? And my Uber rating must be so low, 4.77. And he goes, the cutoff is 4.8. He goes, normally I don't pick up people below 4.8. I go, 4.77. You're like, this guy is gonna fucking like assault me or something. I was doing that's like a 96%.
Yeah.
It's like literally like 95.5% Uber rating.
I wonder who gave you. I picture you in the back of the car being like, why is my Uber rating low? What do you think it could be?
And I'm just like, can you put up the windows, please? Just lock them. I know exactly what my Uber rating is.
Why?
From my wife.
What is she?
Dude, we had this conversation. She goes back, she goes to check her Uber rating.
2.1.
It's 4.3. But it's so funny because he was trying to make this whole stink where he goes, yeah, they're not going to pick you up. I go, I've never had one issue once of not getting picked up.
What is her issues? What does she have?
Her issues is she literally like...
Just demanding things?
No, she calls an Uber. She's like, the Uber arrives. She takes forever to get into it. Then she gets into it. She goes, oh, I forgot something. Constantly. Like, the standard chick shit where it's like the Uber leaves without because you've been waiting too long. Like, can't get ready in time. So she does that to me because I call an Uber for both of us.
Yeah.
And then we get in and she's just like, oh, I got to go get something. And then I'm just like, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. Well, so overall, I told you my dad's a TDS guy. I guess there's some of those, but it is hilarious.
Dude, Trump literally with that fucking ad.
Well, the Doug Ford thing was. That's what I was gonna say. It is hilarious.
It is funny. Like Doug Ford just like put out this ad during the World Series.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just like a clip of Ronald Reagan from the 80s saying how like,
and they aired it in America.
It was like if you watch the World Series over the weekend, like it was airing it was like an ad for Ontario airing during the World Series. So it's like it was like a $75 million ad buy. Trump was like, it's AI, which it wasn't. And he's just like, because of this ad, because I guess there's a Supreme Court decision that's coming up ruling on whether these tariffs are even legal or not. And if they rule against Trump, then the whole house of cards fucking collapses. Because first off, they have to refund. If the Supreme Court rules against Trump, they have to refund all the tariffs that have been paid. Right?
Okay.
Which is basically just like if you're a retail, like a consumer, you just get fucked.
Yeah.
Because all those people, like if you're someone who is like, I import stuff in the United States and I pay these tariffs, you get a refund. So you're like, it's just like a huge windfall for you because if this ever gets passed on, then you just collect it. Like the consumer's not getting anything back. So it's just the consumer's just getting fucked. But I mean, Trump's whole like economic policy is based on these tariffs. So who knows what happens if this just like gets
And then
removed.
Dougie Ford.
So Doug Ford would like put this thing. Apparently they were trying to be like, oh, the prime minister didn't know, but then they're saying he did know about it. And apparently BC, the premier of BC, is now going to be running similar ads.
And their thing is kind of, I guess the argument
but Trump goes, you're
against
trying to meddle in our Supreme Court
right
thing.
They're seeing it as the equivalent of like, imagine Xi Jinping started running election ads about one of our votes. We'd be like, this is war or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So then he's just like 10% tariff increase on all Canadian stuff. They increased the tariffs by 10%. So
you angered him.
Oh, he was mad. I mean, he's literally like, I think it's AI. It's not AI. China also posted the same thing on their Twitter account, but I guess China's more important of I don't even know if China is more important of a trade partner, but
it's so funny thing of like world power is kind of like retweeting snarky shit from other countries.
I know. But I mean, it worked for Doug Ford because Doug Ford was in a crazy way because Doug Ford was like, yeah, like we've had 1 billion impressions on this. Like everybody's talking about it in America. So, and because Trump threatened us to pull, he was like, you have to pull these ads. And then they let them run over the weekend. They're like, we'll stop airing them as a Monday. So they probably got like, half the money.
And then the controversy gets more.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the controversy got more than the ads could have ever done on their own.
Yeah, of course.
So it kind of worked. Kind of worked, except for the 10% tariffs, which again, I guess depends how you feel about tariffs, because obviously some people are like, okay, so you ran an ad, Canadians ran an ad, so now Americans are paying 10% more on all Canadian goods. Like, I guess that's the one.
Take that, Dougie.
Yeah, that's the one theory. Obviously, they don't believe that. They don't believe that's how tariffs work. Where, yes, it is a tax on Americans, but there's also way more to it. Like, it makes it way less competitive to buy Canadian goods. Because obviously, if you really, really thought that it was purely just a tax on Americans, you'd be like, all right, let's do 20 of these ads. Let's crush America.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if that's how easy it was, you go, yeah, we'll just crank these ads out until you tax everybody into fucking oblivion and destroy your whole economy. If it actually worked that way, then to be like, okay, let's all do that. But it's not. So, anyways, not happy. Not happy with old Dougie.
No one's happy with him.
No. Canadians are liking Dougie, though.
Well, there's a lot of people unhappy and a lot of people happy with everyone right now.
Yeah.
It's polarizing, some might say. I was going to even do this Trump article, but I feel like we've talked about it enough. We'll move on. Because the second part of my theory is that because of where things are at economically, all that sort of stuff, you're seeing a rise of women having to become gold diggers or OnlyFans chicks, and men have to become homeless.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate set of circumstances.
You become a computer fluffer. But there's a lot of gold digger stuff recently. So this is probably my favorite article. It says, the internet is calling this type of men worse than gold diggers. The internet has identified a new genre of man. Meet the labor digger. A labor digger is someone, usually a straight man, who digs for ambitious women, while gold diggers look for a partner who's wealthy and already established. The labor digger plays the long game instead. Men tend to have access to higher earning industries. They don't really explain why. They just take that as a given.
Yep.
But their wives at home give them the peace of mind and household support they need to earn that promotion and be a star at work. So the idea is that men find these women that have careers and convince them to quit their career and support them, right?
Yeah.
And all they get in return is half his money. So the labor...
All they get in return is unlimited leisure time and half his money. Yeah. What a horrible...
So they're describing this phenomenon of men that have a career. They have a woman that's working, but she doesn't really make as much money. She decides to stay home while he funds it. And then if they get divorced, she takes half of everything.
Yeah.
It's all part of his master plan.
yeah. This is a big master plan.
But the examples are amazing. What men are taking from women is much more valuable than gold because it's their lifelong earning potential and overall happiness. Well, in most situations, that earning potential is replaced with the man's earning potential by a court of law. And there might be true for some women that, is very ambitious. My whole goal is to accomplish something. And we saw that with Steph Curry's wife, where she was like, the amount of things I would have accomplished had I not
She's
shacked
like,
up
I would
with
have
this
literally
guy.
been the CEO of fucking Amazon.
Yeah, and in most of these scenarios, you go, whatever you were trying to accomplish. Like, first of all, most people don't accomplish their dreams. So, and people that end up in a scenario where now they're rich are obviously in a better position to accomplish whatever they did want to accomplish.
Of course, she could start any business and just like sell tons of stuff just for being Steph Curry's wife.
Right, but what she's missing is her ability to slowly move up middle management bureaucracy.
Yeah.
So this is who are some of the examples.
Worth more than gold, you say.
Worth more than gold.
Worth more than gold.
Even though you're doing it for gold. But I'm sure you can imagine a scenario where a girl, leaves her career for some guy. The guy's not that successful and she sort of resents him. And you go, yeah, that's life, sister.
Yeah, you made a bad bet.
You made a bad bet. Exactly, right?
That happens.
I'm sure you can imagine all versions of that, where a man dates a woman and then, they talk about they want to have a family and then she decides she wants to pursue her traveling rodeo career.
Yeah, or the guy goes, I had designs on some investment banking job where I work 90 hours a week. I'm eventually going to make $10 million a year. And then she's like, well, we're going to have a family and I don't want to be married.
I don't want you traveling.
I don't want you traveling, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, I guess I'll just take I'll
take the cushier job. So all these versions happen. That's called relationships, and that's called
just compromise trade-offs.
Right. But what they've described is there's plenty of high profile examples of labor digging, Mackenzie Scott, the former wife of Jeff Bezos, quitting her job in 1994 to help her then husband start what would be Amazon. And so,
What do you figure Mackenzie Scott's net worth would be had she not quit that job?
Higher.
To support higher than $50 billion, you think? You think she'd have more than 50 Bs?
can you imagine?
Isn't she like the richest woman in the world, or like
Yes.
close to it?
And you look at that and you go,
What a dumb decision you made in 94.
Bezos screwed her.
Really fucked her over.
Like, this one's peak.
This is...
Jeff Bezos' wife was labor digged. You go, there's all these women out there that are gold digging where they try to marry a rich man for his money. Yeah, well, men are do something worse. Jeff Bezos got his wife to quit her job.
She could have been...
How did that work out for her? She's
could
the
have been
richest woman alive.
Yeah, she could have been the top insurance salesman in the Northwest, in the Pacific Northwest.
And instead, she has a professional career of giving away money because she has so much
She
of
has
it.
such an absurd amount of money.
She has so much money, her job is giving it away.
Yeah.
She has a full-time job of giving away his money.
I really fucked her.
So that's one of them.
Yeah.
Michelle Obama, who resigned her leadership position at University of Chicago. If Michelle Obama hadn't decided to quit her position at University of Chicago, she could have had her podcast that started the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, she might be the dean of the University of Chicago.
As opposed to being gifted a section of Netflix.
yeah.
As opposed to Netflix being like, your wish is my command.
I mean, everybody knows that the dean of Chicago doesn't have to pay for a single meal in that city, you know?
yeah. That's true.
Right.
So as opposed to Michelle Obama receiving hundreds of $1,000s for her speeches,
Yeah. She could have received hundreds of $1,000s per year for 60 hours a week of labor.
in kind services,
Yeah.
she could have received free tickets to see the to see the Blackhawks,
The Blackhawks, yeah. Even a box, maybe.
and probably not.
she
She
might
probably
have-
still would have had to pay. Yeah, they would have been bleeds. She could have received free bleeds every now and then, and even then, she probably couldn't accept them because then now you're
Yeah.
the dean accepting gifts. It's called a bribe. So she could have worked her way up the Chicago system. She could have been potentially a tenured professor at the University of Chicago.
Instead of former first lady.
Instead of with zero TV experience being offered Netflix shows, starting a podcast that probably was a crazy amount of money out of the gate,
Yeah.
receiving hundreds of $1,000s to speak, and then being able to find investors at the snap of a finger for any company or charity you want to start.
Yeah.
She could have been a tenured professor. You know that they get free housing?
Yeah. They do get free housing. They get free everything. Just looking at what Michelle Obama's most recent podcast. She has Kenan Thompson on.
Well, imagine who she would have had if she was the
4,000 views. It did come out 5 hours ago, but
can you-
in 5 hours we get more than 4,000
Yeah?
views. Yep. So
Well, can you imagine how many views she'd have on her podcast about sociology if she was a tenured professor at the University of Chicago, Daniel?
Just to be clear, Michelle Obama's podcast does the same amount of views as our podcast on YouTube.
With the biggest guest in the world.
yeah.
Let's see, Michelle, how she does without a guest.
The ads she sells.
See some of those views without a guest.
Dude, her ads are probably like her
$1 billion.
Like for like for CP whatever, like cost per 1,000 views. She's probably getting like what's normal, $25. She's probably getting like $50,000
Easily.
Yeah, something like nuts.
They drop her off a bag of money.
Yeah, so that's what she's doing.
As Hooks explained, these men skirt responsibility. Jeff Bezos and Barack Obama we're talking about
Dude,
once
she
again.
this is by the way, this is
Skirting the
crazy.
responsibility.
She has clips that she posts on her channel. This is Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, the NBA guys, who have their own podcast, All the Smoke or whatever podcast, which does pretty well. They have 2 clips with her. One has 3,000 views, one has 3.6 thousand views from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
With Michelle Obama. Like this is what she's doing on YouTube.
Well, that's because these men, Barack Obama, for example, skirted his responsibility and he feels entitled to the benefits of her domestic labor. The domestic labor, which now includes podcasting.
Yes, and she doesn't, and just to be clear, she does no domestic labor.
and the wealth and power accumulated with their jobs. So Jeff Bezos feels entitled to his woman's labor, and the only thing she feels entitled to is $85 billion.
And Air Force One and full Secret Service.
An
security-
island.
Yes, Secret Service security detail.
This is something else, man.
And you're allowed to just kill your chef and nobody asks questions.
So, the danger is glad the term labor digger is popping up so much lately. It's only to combat harmful narratives about gold digging women. So, I think what he should have done, if he wanted to play it by the book, she should have not quit her job, and then he should have offered her a job as a foreman in the factory. Just be like, you can work your way up like anyone else. And also, you don't have to do anything around the house because this just in, we have thousands of chefs.
Yes.
And I have a nanny.
And everything.
Yeah, I'm sure Michelle Obama's getting real down and dirty with that mop and bucket.
I'm sure this is one of her greatest life regrets, is putting her career on hold in 1994 or whatever the fuck it was. So Obama could be the president of the United States.
Well, she was labor digged.
She was labor digged.
Can you imagine being at home, Barack comes home.
She probably brings it up still.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. She probably goes, I could have gone
Well, that's Curry's wife.
so far.
The things I did to support your career.
She's like, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even be able to put that ball in that fucking hoop. The way you do it. You wouldn't even. It was, I did that. She goes and watches his games and fucking hits some crazy like fadeaway 3-pointer. She goes, that's me.
That's me.
That's literally me doing that right
That
now.
was me, giving up my career, of which I would have been the most famous male basketball player.
I would have won 4 NBA titles or whatever it was.
Yeah, so
Checks out.
Mackenzie Bezos really got the raw deal there.
Oh, terrible. Terrible.
So on the topic of gold diggers, and I have a few other things, but who do you think, in your opinion, is the biggest gold digger of all time?
Ooh, the biggest.
Most classic, played the long game even.
That's a hard one. I don't know.
Probably Anna Nicole Smith, but I think it didn't work out for
Anna
her.
Nicole's. Well, I thought she did didn't she get a bunch of money for
Okay,
that?
so she got the
I think
bag.
that was the whole deal, is like she fucking married the skeleton and then he like put her in the will.
Yeah.
So I think so. I mean, here's the thing. There's so many, especially in a city like New York City, there's a lot of these you've never even heard of them.
A lot of low keys.
A lot of just like some chick, 40, like some
Can't believe it's not a prostitute.
Yeah. Like some hot 45-year-old who marries like some 75-year-old, like just like real estate tycoon guy, gets all the money.
Yeah, you see her kicking around. You never really see her husband because he's
busy.
he's watching his program.
Yeah, and she just gets like a fucking 100 million when he croaks. And
Yeah.
and she's like 55 now. A lot of those.
For me, Birdman comes to mind as my favorite one recently.
Like
so
a rapper?
Birdman was with this singer who had like one hit. I can't remember her name. Let me just double check. Toni Braxton. You remember her?
Yeah, she was huge in the 90s.
She didn't have Birdman money.
No, she didn't have.
Go! What happened to that boy? Although it's funny because Birdman only had like 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah.
It's not like Birdman had any of these like enormous songs. He had 1 or 2, but then he became.
But
he's
he
kind
had-
of like
he
a
had a
Suge
label,
Knight
though.
situation where he had a label. He signed everyone. I think
Yeah,
Lil Wayne,
Lil
all these
Wayne,
people.
yeah.
So Birdman, I think even then Drake was on Lil Wayne's label. It's all a big pyramid scam that funnels back up to Birdman, that
yeah.
funnels back up to one Jewish guy.
Yeah. To the Jewish guy above Birdman.
yeah.
Mr. Birdman Steve.
Beakman.
Mr. Beekman. Yeah. Mr. Birdman.
I don't know how I didn't get there.
Birdman and Birdman. That's
Who's the guy above Birdman? Birdman.
Marty Birdman.
There's only one man in the hip hop industry richer than Birdman. Birdman. So Birdman. Birdman. He's Loki and the richest guy, and then he also has all these stories about him shaking down. He has the famous Charlemagne interview where he was very threatening to Charlemagne.
Yeah.
And he was with this girl for like 17 years, dating, but he never married her.
Okay.
And then they got married, and then after 17 years, they got married. She finally got him to marry her. and then she divorced him like 20 days later, and took him for the cleaners.
Yeah.
So played this like crazy long game, finally got married, and then divorced for the bag.
Okay.
So that was one of the biggest long games ever played. And
Good for her.
And she has money too, so it's not like she's poor.
She was really
So-
big in the 90s.
Right. So, but it's not. It's different
Not
level
that-
of wealth.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Like she wasn't.
business owner wealth versus artist wealth.
Yeah, exactly. Like she wasn't owning a label.
No, she had royalties on a couple big
She probably
songs.
didn't even own her own songs.
She probably had some percentage of it. You're right, because she actually probably didn't even write those songs.
Yeah, exactly. She didn't write those songs.
She was probably net worth a couple mil.
Well,
and he's.
if you look her up, it says here she's sold 70 million records worldwide.
I'm not saying that Tony Braxton
And that was
didn't
like
have
back.
money.
That was back in the day where even if you got a buck a record,
So I'm saying it's the
got
funniest one. You didn't get a bucket record, but I'm not saying it's the
whatever.
funniest one.
you didn't even get $1.
Sometimes, but depends on the
That's
situation.
crazy.
Pop stars, the deals are a little different.
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
a band, you can make a better case.
Yeah, but that is crazy. If you, I mean, again, but like, this isn't something I totally understand. But the idea, you're like an album to buy a record in the 90s is 20, 25.
It's not that you don't get a buck a record. It's that the spending is so high
Right.
that it eats away at your buck a
Right,
record.
right.
There are
Just
people.
they go, we spent 50.
I'm saying on average, you don't actually get a buck a record. I'm not saying there's no one that had deals where you're getting a buck a record. I'm saying these Tony Braxton style people have just these massive marketing campaigns and then they go, the album costs $10 million to make. So you got to spend $10 million just to buck a record your album to
Right,
to
10 million sales
positive.
just to get even.
Right, so they just spend so much money on the so that's why it averages out to less a buck in a record, because it's a buck a record, but then they have these
But then
crazy
minus
nuts.
the expenses.
I heard this, little, who's the guy who was little something and then he was a Trump guy? He became a Trump guy. He had a colorful hair.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Not little.
He's kind of, it's little something, Peep or Pump, Little Pump.
Little Pump, yeah.
Gucci, Vimy. No, he wasn't that. It was something about Gucci Man. Isn't that him?
I think so. Gucci Gang?
Something about Gucci Gang.
Yeah. Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang.
Probably bad segment.
Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang.
Gucci Gang. I heard him talking about how he did a tour. Dude, this is like classic rapper shit, but he did a tour that earned $1.5 million, and he said he wanted to do it on private jets, and then he finished the tour and he broke even on the tour.
Sure.
He did like a crazy sold out world tour and then came back and he had no money because he did the whole thing on private jets. Can you imagine?
I'm sure someone was like, "Hey, just so you know, if you do this, you won't make any money." He goes,
I know, but I can't even imagine that type of mentality where I was doing something and it was, okay, I'm going to make $30,000, and then I'm kind of like, okay, we'll do this, and the transportation will be $31,000. You go, okay, well, let's not do it then. Of
course.
Like, I can't even imagine
you can fly first class, and he goes, "I can't go to an airport."
that level of like, what?
Yeah, just like don't give a shit. Which, I mean, again, people like these guys because they like don't give a shit about anything. But then I guess that kind of spills over into your actual decision making.
Well, I think there's a part of it where they're just thinking this will never end.
Right.
So they go, well, whatever, fine. I broke even on this one. Do you know how much more of them there's going to be? And then the next one will be bigger. And then I don't know. There's kind of this growth mindset. They're
yeah, real hustler mindset.
Yeah, and then for 9 out of 10 people, their moment kind of ends, and that's that. But I don't know. Birdman was a big one to me, and Nicole Smith I kind of thought about. I don't know if you can come up with any more.
I don't know. I mean, they're out there. I'm trying to think. It would have to be like a tech kind of person. Those are the real payoffs, but...
Yeah, well, actually, did you see an article about that? It was female spies are waging sex warfare to steal Silicon Valley secrets.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a mix of, the founder hounders, but then also these, I've seen a lot of funny commentary on it, because one guy was like, girls in America are so mean that spies are getting play.
Yeah.
But it is a real thing where some of these, Russia and Chinese spies come in and they kind of...
The crazy thing is, like, it's
fleece the nerds.
It's like that. What was it? The Americans, that show. Where
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where they'll have like a kid, like, well, you'll get married, and they'll have kids with you.
But they're still reporting to Xi
Yeah, their
Jinping.
whole thing is their loyalty is still at the end of the day. Like, their real husband is like the country.
And there is also a point where it's regardless of their loyalty, they are thinking these is going to be pretty high consequences if I don't.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know what I mean?
Like they'll kill my family.
Yeah. So you may be at that point, you're like, I'm loyal to my husband and my kid, but also from a self-preservation, I still have to be a spy.
Yeah. And you just do all your spying. Hey man, spying's big money.
Spying is real big money, but Chinese Russian operatives using sex warfare to seduce and spy on Silicon Valley professionals, industry insiders have told the Times. So if politicians get hit, but I think that Silicon Valley guys are the most susceptible, it seems like, because especially when you get some nerd that he gets hot chicks now, he wouldn't notice any irregularities because he didn't grow up getting hot chicks.
No.
So in some degree, you might be, this woman's behavior is weird, but they just think hot girls are weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All hot girls seem to be snooping through my computer late at night for some reason. Why? Is this a normal hot girl thing where they just download my computer all at once? And
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy how good at computers hot girls are.
I didn't realize that hot girls were so good at
Hot
computers.
girls are so good at computers. That's a thing I never really quite understood. But
Yeah, why are hot girls wiretapping my meetings with
they're so good
the
at
government?
this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. They know their way around a computer.
Hot girls are really interested in AI lately. And my progress.
Yeah, and defense.
Hot girls are crazy defense oriented, yeah.
They just want to know everything. Very inquisitive, these hot girls.
James Mulvanon said he was one of many men recently targeted by foreign seductresses hoping to gain access to U.S. tech secrets. I'm getting an enormous number of sophisticated LinkedIn requests from the same type of attractive young Chinese woman. So there's lots of different versions, but they're using LinkedIn a little bit.
That's how you're meeting chicks.
These guys are fish in a barrel, some of these tech dudes, man.
Oh, for sure. But you're like, you don't think, I mean, I guess they're probably doing it in person too, but like, yeah, you think maybe the LinkedIn request would be a somewhat of a red flag. You're like, man, I got so much fucking pussy coming in that they're coming in through LinkedIn. You see my LinkedIn inbox is just full of nudes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Generally, these people.
Well, you think you go, I'm a billionaire. Yeah, no shit. Fucking women are trying to get at it.
You can meet them outside of LinkedIn.
Well, they're trying to go outside of LinkedIn, and then he describes business conferences on Chinese investment risks hosted last week. 2 attractive Chinese women showed up. They attempted to gain entry. We didn't let them in, he said, but they had all the information about the event and everything else. So this one, it's hard to say if it does feel like now they're getting paranoid.
Yeah,
maybe.
well, yeah, that's like
the girls say, hey, what's up? Nice try, spy.
yeah, it's like the basketball hoes just showing up to all their events, and they go,
It really
what
is.
are you up to? And they go, look, you know what we're up to.
We all know what's going on here.
Yeah, we all know what's going on. Just get it.
Yeah, but there's a difference between what am I up to? Trying to get pregnant so it'll be so I can make $10 million.
Yeah.
But these people are up to, that would be such a mind fuck if you realized the person you were with for 15 years was a spy.
And just like literally has no feelings towards you whatsoever. They're just like, and crazy long game. Like that would be the thing. It's like, there's one thing to be like, oh, I had a one night stand with some chick and then she fucking stole my laptop.
You're like, my whole life's been a lie.
Yeah, you're like, my whole life is a lie. Everything. Like the mother of my children is just a Russian or Chinese spy.
I think you'd have to just like brush it off in a weird way, but I think a lot of people that would fuck you up.
Oh, for sure. That would.
You go, who am I? Is everything real? Like, all of the data, it's
everything. Yeah, just like all of our vacations and everything, and it's just like this was all a lie. Gotta watch out for the honeypots.
Honeypots are coming in hot.
Yeah, that's why they just need. They need to like, how like they have like training for like when you get to the NBA, they have like financial training.
Yeah.
These is for tech dudes, get them a bunch of whores, just kind of get it out of their system. Just where you go, this isn't a big deal. Don't worry.
Yeah,
like
do you know how
the whores you can have?
Yeah, how basketball players have to have like a finance guide.
Yeah.
Tech guys have to have a getting pussy guide.
They need to hire mystery. Mystery
Yeah.
shows up because come on.
It's actually not, because you go, all these athletes, they were all running through their money because they're all bad with money. The tech guys that are billionaires now, a lot of these guys, they almost need a pussy consultant to tell them, no, this girl's up to something.
Yeah, this girl's up to something. Yeah. She goes, she doesn't love you for your personality.
Well, I'll tell you the good news before we move on to the Patreon, and we can go through more of these. But there's a subreddit that someone sent. It is probably my favorite subreddit I've seen in a while. Real life wedding crashers, and essentially it's called "Act Like You Belong," and it's people that how to sneak into events, how to do. I'll just read you one of them because it's honestly they're actually, as a guy who likes this kind of stuff, there's some bangers.
Oh yeah, I mean
Right?
there was some guy showed for Game 3 of the World Series because like tickets are so expensive in Toronto, and they did this. I think for Game 3 in Toronto they did this like they brought in this choir. I think it was like Pharrell was there or something, and then this dude
Pretend he was part of the choir.
Yeah, he just snuck in and
Brilliant.
he was filming the whole thing, and he's just like dancing on the field with these people, and then he's just like, yeah, I snuck into the World Series.
My hat goes off to you.
Yep.
That is incredible.
Yeah, solid move.
This is, the older you get, the more, because if you're younger, this is how you should be.
Yeah,
living your
younger
life.
for sure. If you're older, you go, this is a bit odd, but
How I'm successfully able to go to a new gym that I'm not a member at 90% of the time, and they're just this
this is so stupid. This is.
I disagree. I thought it was great.
This is such a crazy thing. Well, this works.
I loved it.
If you're on the road. If you're on the road,
Yes.
like, and you go, I just want to use a gym one time and not pay the $15
Sometimes it's $40
or whatever, but like to be like, this is the gym I go to and I have to go through this every time.
No. These are all one-time
Yeah,
pops.
one time. Okay.
This is, everyone knows you walk into a place, clipboard, I used to have all my scams for movie theaters. You buy
Yeah.
one ticket with 9 people. They go up the escalator, send the ticket down the escalator. You act like you just go in.
Yep.
Sometimes the girls you're on dates with don't love having to send the ticket down.
Especially first dates. Go, so this is what we're going to do. She goes, we're doing all this to save $20? You go, yeah. It's socialism.
They say, sir, this is a senior's ticket. You go, oh, yes, see.
Oh, I definitely did that when I was a kid. But
Of
when I was like a
course.
teenager and you were too old for a kid's ticket, and then you're like, oh, I'll try it. And then they're like, you're not a senior.
Well, this is, you
But
said
you were
it's
trying
bad.
to go to a rated R movie, so you couldn't buy like a kid's ticket because there's
Yeah. I thought this was brilliant. Okay, this one really works. I've done it lots of times. If you travel a lot, you want to use a gym without paying for the guest pass. When you enter the gym, make sure you put your gym gear on while you arrive. Sprint up to the check-in desk, panicked, and say, did someone turn in a wallet? Well, they search their drawers. In a panic, say, okay, I'm going to go check the locker room. Then sprint in the gym. They'll assume that you've already checked, and they'll assume you've already checked in. And once you're in the gym, they're usually too busy to chase you down, or they just assume that they already saw you earlier.
Yeah.
Someone else saw you earlier. You found your wallet. Now you're working out.
Now you're working out.
I love it.
Yeah. So it's a good little trick, I suppose.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You go in, you go, hey, did you guys find a wallet? They go, no. You wait there for a second, and they go, okay, fuck, I'm gonna go check in the dressing room. That's really good.
That's good, I guess. It's a good little the frugal man.
Can you
in
think
me,
of any better scams out of the gate than these? There's some bangers
gym
in here.
scams? No.
Not gym scams, just in
Oh,
general
just
scams.
in general. No, I would like to figure out a way that you can use a lounge, airport lounge when you arrive.
There's a lot of technology going in those airport
I know.
lounges.
That's a tough one. You got to get a fake boarding pass, basically.
Yeah, but their system's not going to, you can't, now if you're getting a fake boarding pass, then get on a plane for free too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's not,
Maybe, bro, you know what? Probably people have done that where you buy a refundable ticket. You just like land, buy a refundable ticket, go use the lounge, and then refund it. I don't know if you can do something like that. But again, that's a crazy way to like just use a lounge.
and you'll be returning a lot of tickets.
You'd be
yeah.
returning a lot of tickets.
But you're right though. If you're stuck there and it's $60 or you can't even get in, you buy the ticket, use the lounge, return it. Okay, I'm on
yeah,
board.
there you go.
Not
That's
wouldn't.
one. If you fly enough, you go, whatever, I have the credit for the flight.
I know.
I'll use it anyway.
But if you fly enough, you might already have a lounge access, but not on the way back.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't use them.
I couldn't agree more. After you land,
Because I
you
just
wanna
landed from Dallas, and I was like, man, I wouldn't mind just hitting the lounge.
hit the lounge.
But you can't use them.
Not
on the way in.
Entrance only,
Yeah.
like the asshole. But I'll go through a few more. But there's a whole bunch of other
Entrance only. Like the asshole.
stuff. We'll see you guys. Patreon.com/theboyscast. Once again, that's patreon.com/theboyscast, where we have a new episode every week. Peace.
Later.